All right, guys. It is Thursday. I want to say June the 28th. We're on the Champion of Truth Kennels, and we're actually going to do an interview with Dr. Sijo Baldwin. This is wrapping up on his book. We just want to kind of touch base with him, see where he's at with everything. But first, before I have a few questions I want to cover with him. But I just want to first of all give you guys some insight on Dr. Sijo. Past just doing the book now, he's been writing books for a long time. I'd say, how many years have you been writing books?
Huh? I think I think I wrote my first book somewhere in the 80s.
Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, somewhere. Well, yeah. In the 80s, early 80s. Yeah.
That's awesome. And just to give you guys a snippet of some of the books that he's written. He's written books like Heal Thy Damn Self, Champion of Truth, Champ and I. That's actually
Right.
another dog specifically talking about a pit bull. So you guys got to get your hands on that book as well. Ninth Seal of Love, and what's some of the other ones you've written?
I have the Internet Chronicles. I have
Message in a Movie.
Message in a Movie, one of
Message in
my
a
most
Movie.
powerful books.
Yeah.
Dealing with the hidden meaning behind movies.
Yeah.
I did Mission, Kiss, and Kill, which is dealing with extraterrestrials and the Anunnaki, which I think is pretty good. And I think one of my other favorites is Crimes on Humanity.
Right. Forgot about that book.
That's a classic. Yeah,
You've been writing books for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
Yeah.
And so, what has really inspired you to start writing books? I mean, this one is going to be a doozy right here. I don't think they're even ready for this one. But you've been writing for a while. What inspired you to write books?
Well, here goes. I write a lot, and quite often I just write ideas down all the time. Every week, I'm writing down ideas. Things that I see, things that I learned, and having the love to write, having the love to learn, retaining information pretty well. It started with a book of poetry, and then it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Wine and is it Wine and Romance or something?
And Am I Insane?
Right. Okay.
And then from there, I think my first book dealing with metaphysics. And poetry combined was The Essence of Mind, Body, and Soul.
Right.
And that just kind of opened the door up for me right there.
Okay, so you guys, this is not his first book. He's not a new kid on the block when it comes down to writing. So you just know you're in for a treat with the upcoming book. But then also, guys, I wanted to start it off just kind of giving you some idea of who Dr. Sijo Baldwin is. And in addition to writing books, he's a martial arts teacher. He produces champions across the board, and I can attest to that because my son was a part of his class and is currently a student. And right now they are still in championship mode. So this has been for years going on. So in addition to martial arts, he's an herbalist. How long you been doing herbs?
Ooh. Okay. On my own. The 70s.
Okay.
1980 was when I found my teacher, Bob Abbott Calhoun, and I was up under him until 2015. So up under him, I became a certified acupuncturist, an herbalist, a philosopher. Some of the curriculums that he offered. So yeah. Time passes. And,
you've been around the block a while, so you is not new to this, whether it's writing or martial arts or herbs, things like that. So you've been doing this for a while, so your experience is there. So that just kind of gives people some idea of what they're going to be able to expect, even with the book that you have coming up now. So I want to talk about that. I know you're like at the end, almost knocking it at the door right now, right?
Yes. I can say this. I'm doing the final proofing and placing of pictures. Right. And there's a handful of pictures, more than a handful, 3 handful of pictures that I didn't transfer over when I transferred the pictures. So I'm working on fitting those in. The most interesting thing about this book is I'm doing my best, but I know I can't, to incorporate and give credit to every good dog man, every good dog I know about. Because you can't do it, but I'm doing a lot. I mean, a whole lot of people getting their just due in this book, but there's some people I know I'm missing offhand, you know, and if people love the book enough, I'll do a part 2. But it's exciting.
I can believe it. And there's so much more attached to this book. So you got your Pets of Nibiru, which is the herbal products that'll be specific for dogs. Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, again, a lot of people are doing things, and I see a lot of people creating things. We're creators anyway, so that's nothing new.
Exactly.
I do have my own herbal. I won't say herbal. I think that kind of scares people. My own nutritional supplemental.
Oh, you can call it what it is because it works.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people are afraid of that.
Right. Okay.
I'll say, you know, supplemental nutritional products.
Right.
My product line is called the Plants Nibiru. I chose that name to deal with the 12 planet Nibiru, and I wanted to name it that because it's like out of this world how powerful it is.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, crazy thing is, I know firsthand how your herbal products are that you have for us. So I can't even imagine what the product's gonna be like for some of for the dogs that's gonna get their hands on it. You're gonna probably include that into at least a sample of that in your with the books when you send it out, right?
Well, what I'm doing now is, yes, I have a 95% all natural flea spray and flea ticks, flies shampoo. So I'm going to incorporate a little bottle, sample bottle of my shampoo because I'm really proud of the shampoo. Not only does it kill the fleas and ticks, but it beautifies the coat, leaves a beautiful sheen, a beautiful smell, strengthens the coats. You know, if there's scratches and things like that, it helps to heal it. So it's like a very, very, very extremely powerful product, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things, guys. This gentleman is going to have, is going to be launching a registry sometime in August. So that's a whole nother ball game.
Well,
talk to us about that.
Well, actually, it's not me, but I'm a part of it, but it's not me. But they'll be surprised. I'll leave that for the book. I like surprises. I want to keep people in awe. And so I gave the idea to some people with money because I don't have enough money to really do what needs to be done on this because this is big.
Okay.
But this, you'll see. You got to read the book.
So the only way you're going to know about it is you got to have your hands on the book. Wow, guys. So that's another incentive. Just know that in order to find out that nugget, you got to have your hands on the book. So make sure if you haven't registered yet, you go to the website. Let me make sure I have that correct. It's the Untold Story, apbt.weebly.com. Make sure you go to the website to register to make sure you get the book. So that's just one of the things that you just won't know about until you get your hands on the book. But then also talk to me about the competition that you're going to have going.
Okay. I know a lot of people should have seen the trophies that I put up online, so I can really, I didn't want to go too much into detail before the book was, right at the point of ready.
Okay.
And in case I didn't say it, the book will be turned in next week. So, and it, however many days it takes me for the publisher to return it, maybe 5 days, whatever, but know that it's being turned in next week. So I feel proud of that. Now, the competition, from the time I was younger, we always tend to compare certain things. Like, I always wanted to know who would win between Hercules and Samson. I always wanted to know who would win between King Kong and Godzilla, and it's just some of the things, or if a lion and a tiger got into it,
okay.
A crocodile and an alligator, it's just things that you want to know. So, and as time moved on, I think one of the greatest comparisons was Ali to Joe Louis.
Okay.
And, watching films and things like that, you kind of get an idea in your mind who you think would win. Well, there are so many great dogs out there. And I see a lot of times people post comparisons, who would be the greatest, who would be the victor between this two meetings.
Right.
So this particular competition, I have like 50 imaginary hunts mentioned for females, and somewhere like 60 something, close to 70 for males. So this is where it's going to work. There's going to be an insert, and people to guess or know what they're saying in terms of who would be the victor in this. And what this is doing is I'm making people aware of some great dogs that some people may not know of.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really fun to me, and I'm giving credit to those dogs and credit to those owners. So then when, I say so-and-so against so-and-so, or champion Parvo against champion Fireball, you're going to have to do a little research,
Mm-hmm.
It's not your common Jeep and Homer scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I often keep up with dogs, their accomplishments, their breedings,
Mm-hmm.
their styles, their intensity, their techniques.
Okay.
Just something that I do. And now that I have an opportunity to have fun with it, it is some of the most competitive imaginary bouts ever. And yes, the trophies will be 1st through 4th place.
Okay.
The only thing I'm thinking of, I'll know next week, I may separate it between male and female.
Okay.
And the last thing about that is like, whoever gets the most right, I have a sheet and I'm laminated it. No cheating. I don't care who wins this. The trophy's already paid for. And whoever gets the most right, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, I mail the trophies to you wherever you want them to go. I just think it's fun to test people's knowledge of certain things. A lot of people claim to be bulldoggers, but it's something you really gotta keep up with, So again, I may do male and female, and that, for example, you allowed, 5 draws in the females, 8 draws in the male category, because some of them so close,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be like, oh man, shoot. So on those, I had to see a draw because I was like, I don't know, this is too tight.
Wow.
They're exciting.
That's
and
awesome.
The last thing about that is, I did not just stay in the U.S. with these. I went to Europe and Canada.
Okay.
To bring in some outstanding individuals, like, for example, what is his name? They'll come to me. Oh, come on now. He's a Sorrells bred dog. Oh, man. Silver. Champion Silver. Who defeated 4 champions, 4 grand champions.
Wow.
Even though he lost one,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't right that day, but he came back and beat 4 grand champions. So he's one of the dogs that, 4 grand champions? You beat 4 grand champions?
Wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
so it's information like that, this making people learn and have fun. And I have fun putting them together. It's really exciting.
Okay. Now, if you guys haven't seen it already, make sure you check out the Champion of Truth Kennels Facebook page. I believe there are some displays of what they're beautiful trophies. So just so you get a feel for what those trophies look like.
And they're free.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, they are free. So,
Who does that?
What's the gimmick? The gimmick is it's free because it just, what it does, it engages people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just forcing people to learn about some other great bloodlines, some other great dogs.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, just, I'm always going to ask the little inside scoop on the book. So, with all the information you provided, I'm just going to ask you just a little snippet about what, we might be able to look forward to. So I know you talked about a couple of weeks ago about different raids that may have taken place. Were there any innocent individuals that were like in the mix of raids that happened before with dogs?
Man, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of innocent people that have been immorally, wrongly jailed, their dogs confiscated. I have listed 2 major raids and the inside details.
Oh, so you're going to save that good stuff for us?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's going to be, it's done in a non-biased way.
Right.
So then all I'm doing is documenting the facts of the people I spoke with at the time that it happened. And I'm just putting it there. I'm not pointing the finger. You just see which way the finger leads to. And yeah, there's been some innocent people. Man. Okay. Let me just say this. There's a guy by the name of, I'm gonna not use his real name. Indian Mike.
Okay.
So Indian Mike, he had a dog named Boris.
Okay.
And he sold Boris to, let's say, Jimmy. Jimmy does something with Boris, and he invites the Indian gentleman to come and see. So he came and he saw, and that was it. He didn't do anything. He was just proud to know that something he bred was doing something.
Right.
And, he got caught up in some
stuff.
Caught up in the mix. And he's non-active, doesn't do anything, attempted something one time.
And it cost him.
Man,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things that happen underneath the tables. I think that guys should be smart. And I'm going to say this, justify what you do. What do I mean by that? Well, I had a boss for a company, and she used to always say, she had meetings, she had sales meetings, and she would say, I need you to justify your existence with this company. I need you to justify why I'm paying you so much here. And she would start off saying, now, this is not male or female. This is not black or white. This is not tiger or monkey. I don't care what you are. As long as you make money for me in this company, so we can make more millions, it's great. So justify your existence to me. So what guys don't realize, and today's time with the guys breeding, all these breedings and things taking place, and people with dogs, is that there are people who are trying to make owning this wonderful breed illegal. And, you got to be aware of what's going on. Right. And really, if you're really smart, you're going to be a part of it some kind of way. Right. So, again, you have to justify, really, if you don't understand it, you have to justify owning them, really. Meaning you got to be smart and clean. I'm just being honest about it, because it's a lot of people, movements going against them because of the injuries that they've caused people. Right. Even last month, I was just listening to a TV show, one of these court cases, and it goes, 3 cases of pit bulls grabbing some other dog. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, it's an endangered species, and we got to be smart.
So they say.
well, the danger is because there's one time there was a city in Michigan, and Ohio, I think, had kind of banned them for a while.
Okay.
So again, guys got to be a part of the whole thing, not just a part of owning them and showing off and having them look beautiful and things like that, and show their muscles. You got to be smart enough to deal with the whole thing, because whatever goes down affects every owner.
And you're right, because they'll start looking at all of them the same way.
Yes.
That's crazy. Well, I'm excited, you guys. This is countdown. Anywhere from the trophies. Again, guys, if you haven't taken a look on the Facebook page, definitely take a look at those trophies. They are beautiful. The product, the Pets of Nibiru that's coming out for the dog lovers. You want to make sure your pet gets the best care. You want to make sure you keep tabs on that. That's coming out. And just so much that's associated with the talents that Dr. Sijo brings to the table. You guys don't want to miss it. So keep your eyes out. Again, to make sure that you are registered for this book, you want to go to the Untold Stories, apbt.weebly.com, to make sure that you're registered for the book. There's so many treats inside that book, so you don't want to miss it. If you are not certain, make sure you go to maybe inbox them and inquire on how to make sure that you're registered. But it's going down. Yeah.
There's something I'm just really, there's so much I want to say. Nope. Again, okay. I'm going to end it, but I I'm just waiting to hear the responses from people when they find out Honey Bunch is not the number one producer. When they find out Jeep or Mayday or Frisco or whoever else you thought was number one, number two,
Say
number
them
three.
numbers don't lie.
They're not, numbers do not lie. And it's not Honey Bunch. It's not Jeep. It's not Frisco. It's not Mayday. You know, it's like, wow, it is really, man, it's awesome. So I look forward to that. One more thing I want to say.
Okay.
I have listed, it's 103.
Okay.
Of a particular category, of the greatest champions to ever live. And I've listed another group of champions, maybe 50, that are some of the most prolific champions to ever live. This idea that I've had that, you know, people are going to be exposed to, it's about 15, 20, man, this is 18 years old. No, it's 20. This is 18. It's 20 years old. Back in the day, when I shared it with people like Big Leonard, Grim Reaper, True Colors, they were like, man, you know, this is when this comes into effect, it's going to be powerful. Now, here we are 20 years later.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing about it.
Wow.
But it's now being implemented, and now more deserving dogs, more deserving owners can get their just due. Right. It's no longer about the POP and the ROM and the champion and the grand champion. There's some new titles in town, and they're fair and they're just, and they've been overlooked, and it's just there now. It's like, I'm excited.
So you mean to tell me it's going to be more people crowned as champion?
Well, they're going to be crowned in their own individual way that separates them as being unique. And
that's awesome, because people do definitely need to get their credit. That some of them been in the game for a while and just haven't been exposed, and this is an opportunity for them to kind of be put in the forefront. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, let me say this one more thing. Okay, I know. See, this is my last live before I actually have the book and I go live. So, for example, back in the day, in the 70s, there was a guy by the name of Jerome, and they called him Wheelchair Jerome. Jerome was so competitive and active, and I'm giving him some accolades in the book itself. He owned a dog called Omar the Beast, and then he owned a male, I think that came through Blanchard's breeding, Queasy and Coffee, combined with some breeding from a guy, I believe he's in the Indiana, Chicago area, called T. Walker, and some kind of way they combined the bloodlines, Old Family Red Nose, Klaus stuff, and he had a dog named Mr. C that come down from that. And Mr. C was all that. And it's just, you know, people don't know about a guy in the wheelchair for real that was, he was competitive. He was crazy. He was a man, you know, and he would talk smack to you too, you know what I'm saying? And back it up, Wheelchair Jerome, you know?
Wow.
Okay, I got to say this. I'm just letting little pieces out because it don't matter. There was a guy on the east side.
Okay.
He was a hairdresser. I don't know if he's still around or not. He had a pit bull and shepherd named Sam. Shit. You hear me? A pit bull and shepherd named Sam, and you know, he wasn't a dead game dog or nothing, but what he would do to a couple things, so it's just funny, all the things that, you know, that have been around that people talk about. That's why it's called the Untold story. I'm telling the story of a lot of things like that. There was a Great Dane in Pitt. His name was Shame. Not S-H-A-N-E, S-H-A-M-E. The young guy had him. I never knew his name. He stayed somewhere around Plymouth and Myers or Plymouth and Schaefer. Oh, Shame was something else. Woo-wee.
Wow.
Woo-wee. Yeah, so it's just a lot of good entertainment. I think it's a book that people can smile and laugh at.
That's good.
You know, and eat some popcorn and take a drink and call some people and laugh, because there's some humorous shit going on in the book, for real. I'm not lying to you, but it's a good book.
Okay.
And I like to share it. It said that if you want to keep secrets away from people, you put it in the book. Well, there are a lot of secrets in the book, and hey,
only way you're going to get it, you're going to get the book.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, well, guys, guess what? We are live on Champion the Truth Kindle. For those who chimed in, thank you for tuning in to the live broadcast. Make sure you stay tuned because the book is right around the corner. Again, if you have not seen those trophies, check it out on the Facebook page because somebody is going to walk away with them. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I do this. If I get 25 more people to pre-register between now and whatever day I turn it in next week, I'll do another set of trophies for the females, and I'll separate the male and females, and they'll be just as beautiful as the ones I have now. Okay,
so if you haven't registered, make sure you register today. Again, that website is Untold Story, APBT. Did I say that right? American People Terror?
Yeah.
APBT.
The acronym of American People Terror.
Weebly.com. Go to the page, get registered so you can get registered for the book. So, guys, that's all for anything else?
Yes. The final price of the book will be determined by the publisher, but I have an idea.
Okay.
So it just depends, because the more you get, a little cheaper it get, but it will be somewhere between $60 and $80.
Okay.
60 is a low, 80 as a high.
All right.
But it's going to be somewhere in that area, so you have an idea.
Yeah, because publishing ain't cheap.
No.
Lord Jesus.
Nope. Not at all.
All right, so guys, make sure you stay connected, and then you'll get the latest and greatest information as to when that book hits the fan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Champion the Truth Kindle Facebook page. If you haven't liked, make sure you like the page and stay connected to update information as it relates to the book and anything that's associated with the page. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you much.
All right, bye-bye.